Tour guides in St. John will no longer have to worry they'll be pulled over mid-talk and fined for not having a taxi meter in the vehicle. Tour guide operators have always gone without meters, but soon, under an overhaul of taxicab bylaws, they can go without them legally. St. John Council is changing the bylaws to better define limousine and tour guide services, which have had to abide by rules designed for the taxi industry and not for them. St. John tour guides left idle after regulation crackdown. As we go forward, we're going to have clear distinctions between taxis, tour operators and limousines, Neil Jacobson, acting city manager, said Monday as council gave the bylaw changes first and second readings. The proposed bylaw would also dissolve the Taxi Advisory Committee and bring day-to-day administration and inspection of taxis under the St. John Transit Commission. It's part of an effort by Moves, set up to create greater integration of the city's transportation services. Problems with enforcement. According to city staff, existing rules have unintended consequences for vehicles they weren't written for. Last year, tour guide operators were treated as taxicabs by inspectors. That was posing a problem last year in terms of enforcement, said Jacobson. In October, a tour guide operator was fined almost $300 for not holding a Class 4 license or the proper plates for a taxicab. Additionally, limousines and tour guides were supposed to have taxi lights on their roofs and meters in their front seats. Rules these drivers would now be exempt from. Other regulations remain. Historically, the taxi industry has been vocal about proposed changes to its bylaws, especially when meters were brought in to replace zoned fares in 2016. Joseph Tunney, CBC. Others laws, like the requirement of vulnerable sector checks, a type of criminal background check designed to protect children, will remain in place for limousine drivers and tour guide operators. As for taxi drivers, they shouldn't see much difference in the laws governing them. When the Taxi Advisory Committee is dissolved, administrative responsibilities for the city's 129 taxis will move to the St. John Transit Commission. The entire board is on board, said Cowan. Donna Reardon, a member of the commission. Ride-sharing may be on horizon. Ian McKinnon, the St. John Parking and Transit Commission CEO, said that along with the implementation of this bylaw, Moves plans to explore other ways to improve transportation in the city. He said a tri-city approach to introducing ride-sharing technology, such as Uber or Lyft, to the province is being examined. We've already had conversations, email exchanges with Uber, McKinnon said. St. John Council previously voted to draft a bylaw allowing companies like Uber to start picking up passengers. McKinnon said the city has spoken to Fredericton and Moncton and both have expressed interest in jointly bringing the technology to New Brunswick. Likewise, he said, plans are in motion to explore replacing meters inside taxicabs with cloud-based tablet technology, something Cowan. Ray Strobridge said he's heard discussed for more than a year but never seen implemented. The goal is to have the new bylaw, pending third reading, in effect by September.